Interim Director of Emory Campus Dining. On behalf of our whole team, we're so excited to be able to speak with you about our dining program. About a month ago, we met with this group of parents to discuss feedback. We have since had a chance to review our services through the lens of that feedback and also find some opportunities to further develop our dining program. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please put them in the chat. We'll pause periodically between topics to answer some questions. And then if at the end there are questions that have not yet been addressed, we'll answer them at that time. So we have invited our partner and food service provider, Bon Appetit, to present an overview of our dining program, as well as talk about the enhancements that have been instituted over the last couple of weeks. So I will turn it over to Michelle to get us started.
Thank you, Rachel. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle Reuter. I am the resident district manager for Bon Appetit Management Company here at Emory University. Thank you for joining us in this conversation today. Bon Appetit has many years of experience partnering with elite colleges and universities across the U.S. And we know how busy first-year students are and that they're getting acclimated to eating in ways that's very new to them. We want them and the parents, you all, to know that we're here for them. Today, we want to share an overview of our Emory Dining program that the first-year students experience. We want to address your questions, but also extend an invitation for additional dialogue if there are ways we can support your students throughout their time here on campus. Today, you'll hear from Chef Nick Walker, the campus executive chef, Asia Hunter, the general manager of Dobbs Common Table, and Jamie Calageros, our registered dietitian. Also in the meeting with us is our regional vice president, Kelly Piper. Let's get started. We are going to share all that campus has to offer for our students. Here to start is Chef Nick.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you for the opportunity to connect today. I would like to introduce myself a little bit further as the campus executive chef. My role is to ensure quality ingredients and chef-driven menus are provided across campus every day. I ensure that BA standards and Emory standards are a model across campus, and I work with the chefs every day to provide amazing food for your students. First, I would like to address the feedback concerning our hours of operation. DCT is all you care to eat with continuous dining. What does that mean? Amazing food all day, right? So as you see here, there is not a gap in our services. It's more of a transition into providing different menus and more enhancements for your students. But there's one thing I'm excited to share as well, based on direct feedback from students and parents, is I would like to speak to the enhancement of our omelet station running all the way to 11 a.m. This is something students are very happy to have. It was implemented about the same time as you in your feedback. It was great feedback, so thank you on that. And the reception for it has been amazing. But also, in addition to the omelet station, as it was an enhancement, it also provided more for our already existing programs with our rice bar that runs all day, including our bread and bagel bar, our market table, and our healthy bar. So as I speak to the healthy bar, I would like to get into some of the fresh produce and fruit that we have available. As for the feedback concerning the fresh ingredients, BA prides itself on sourcing fresh seasonal products. Recipes are prepared from scratch, whether it's soups, salad dressings. The chefs work really hard in providing those for the students and teaching our up-and-coming chefs how to provide that. I would also get into, as I speak to the seasonal part, I know something came up about the melon and completely understood. As melon, it's more in season for us in this time of year. It's a staple, but what we do here to enhance the cut fruit, so to speak, is we provide in season as it gets closer to the warmer months. Cut watermelons provided, fresh strawberries, fresh raspberries, fresh blueberries come into play for the students. Also, we follow that seasonal track as well with our hand fruit. We have our peaches, we have our plums, we have our apples, we have our pears, but we also never forget, we always have the bananas. The bananas is a staple for every student on campus, and I promise you, we provide those very readily across the cafe every day. This hand food is also available through students from the time we open till the time we close. But I have one thing I really want to introduce you guys. Before I get into that, I really want to say thank you for the feedback. The chefs are really work hard in writing their menus. We do write our menus here. The chefs work very hard in writing menus for the students. With that being said, as a chef-driven concept towards the menus, we are able to pivot and turn with any feedback from students. We are able to connect with them to provide the things that they need and want in the cafe. And that's the most important part, is providing the students and our guests what they need and what they want throughout the day. And the chefs are able to do that by us writing menus on site. So thank you for the feedback as we get better in doing that. Thank you so much. So now my favorite thing to introduce is something that we implemented a couple of weeks ago, and we really been practicing really hard for the students as they came back from spring break. Is the Mongolian grill. So we've rolled out the Mongolian grill as an opportunity for students to come in and really prepare for themselves, in the sense of they come in, they pick their base, right? There's noodles, there's brown rice, there's all the things available to start the meal. As they move in, then we have our hand cut vegetables that we provide on a daily basis. Those are also rotated, whether it's cabbage, onions, peppers, all the things, broccoli, snow peas, they all have that availability to put on the bowl. But the best part is they come around and they're able to pick a protein, whether it's a plant protein or whether it's an animal protein, and they get to interact directly with the chefs. They get to talk to the chefs about the meal they're about to have. They have correspondence with them, what they like and what they don't like. And then the chefs actually cook that bowl in front of them, as you see here. But even better, as you come around the corner, we have a little snack for the guys, right? Who wants to wait on food and stand there without food in their hand? We provide a snack. That's how much we care about making sure they're being fed throughout the cafe. Have you ever been given a snack while you're waiting for your meal to be prepared? It's fantastic, right? They love it. So what we do, as they finish their snack at the end of the station, we have 5 sauces prepared for them. Those sauces are made in-house from scratch from the chefs. We have everything from green curry to Szechuan, teriyaki, and those sauces rotate throughout the day. But even better, is that we have every condiment you could ever imagine to go on top of those bowls once they've come out. We just haven't quite got what they need. At the very end, we make sure that we provide that for them. So we've been implementing this and getting better and better at it. And the reception from the students has been fantastic. We hope to continue to get more feedback to make it better for everyone involved. But thinking about this, we better serve the students when there's abundance and we're able to replenish, right? That's the key. How do we keep the students on the flow and making sure we always have what they need when they need it? And it's about abundance and replenishment. So on that part, I would like to introduce Asia Hunter, the GM at DCT, to give you some insight into how we plan to keep this going and making sure your students have what they need. Asia?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Asia Hunter. I am the general manager over the DCT, or Dobbs Common Table, as you may know it. I, along with a team of managers and hourly employees, we work to oversee the day-to-day operations for our students and our guests that come to visit. And so we have heard your feedback, and we have been working hard to try to close the gap and make sure that we're meeting their needs more efficiently. So when it comes to abundance and replenishing, we have invested in some additional communication devices. So that allows our staff to communicate to us in real time what's going on and what's needed in the cafe, as opposed to previously we would leave the floor to go get what we needed, and that may take longer than expected. And when you're a guest in the cafe and you don't see a person, we understand that that creates some sort of a disconnect as to where are they, how long is it going to be. And so our goal is to keep the people at our station more frequently and have them just call back what they need, and someone is assigned to run it out to them so that they can be more efficient. This also helps to just put a person there if they have questions or things that they want to know about the menu, as opposed to having to wonder or guess, interpret on their own. We've also done some work to make sure that we're helping them navigate those transitions. So as Nick talked about earlier, when we have breakfast and then we switch over to continental and then lunch to light fare and so forth, we want to let them know that when they come into the cafe. So we're put some signage up there and also have people in place to let them know what is being served, and then they can make a more informed decision as to do they want to eat in the DCT today, or maybe they want to go somewhere else across campus. And so these things are really helping to change the dining experience overall. We love to talk to them in person, but if not, then they can always reach out to us in other ways, which Michelle will talk about a little bit later. So before we move forward, I guess I'll pause right here and just see if there's any questions that we can answer.
Nope, no questions yet. There's some feedback, but I'll save that till the end.
Okay. And so when it comes to navigating and just trying to make that informed decision, maybe it's not DCT, it's somewhere else across campus, and you're just not sure how to figure that out, I'll pass it over to Jamie, who can give you a little more insight on how to pick where you want to dine on campus.
Thanks, Asia. So, hi, I'm Jamie. I'm the wellness coordinator with Bon Appetit. In your feedback, we were told that there were some questions about lean protein options, vegan, vegetarian options, and how to find that information online. So I just want to run through that a little bit today. So the first piece is if you go to the Emory Dining website, the landing page will show you the Stem to Root station. This is our vegan vegetarian station, which has entrees for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's pastries and desserts, as well as a rice bar. I also wanted to show you some other stations that we do have on around the cafe that we do have vegan vegetarian options. So at the Flatiron, there can be like a tofu char siu, or at our Chula station, we always have at least one vegan or vegetarian entree available. But there are other lean protein options throughout the cafe. So for us at Luncheonette, every day we have a 4-ounce grilled chicken breast and a house-made black bean and sweet potato patty. At the market table, we have a rotation of tuna and chicken, different beans, lentils, legumes, and whole grains. And then our health bar that Nick earlier mentioned, we have cottage cheese, plain yogurt, hard-boiled eggs, as well as like granola or fruit. So all of these are available to the students throughout the day, and these are static items or static offerings, therefore they are a reliable source for our students. So how do you find that that's on the menu? As I said, if you go to the Emory Dining landing page, you click menu, this will bring you to the Cafe Bon Appetit page. At the top, you can go to any of our cafes on campus. You can look at any of our menus for up to 10 days in advance, and you can select by dietary preference. For means of this conversation, since there were some concerns about vegan vegetarian options, I clicked through and added those filters. And if you actually scroll through the menu, you can see that there are a plethora of vegan and vegetarian options available throughout the cafe. It does take a little bit of navigating. But this filter can also be used if you have any dietary restrictions or allergies. And so if you keep scrolling, you can get to our menu mail page. And this is how you can sign up to have an email sent to you every day to show our offerings. This is really helpful for students when they're trying to figure out how to fit the dining hall into their really busy class schedules, or how they can actually get one of their favorite meals that we're serving that day. So now I'm going to pass it back to Michelle just to go through the swipe meal plan and tell you a little more about offerings around campus.
Sure. Thanks, Jamie. Were there any questions for Jamie that came up?
Nope.
Excellent. Okay. So yes, we do have several dining locations beyond Dobbs Common Table to explore across campus. Addressing the Cox Hall feedback specifically, the meal exchange menu options were selected to enhance the first year's meal plans and to complement what Dobbs Common Table has to offer. For meal exchange locations after 6 p.m., students can visit the Claremont Cafe. The Claremont Cafe is located in the Student Athletic and Academic Center on Claremont campus. It's about a 5-minute bus ride on the C route. The students will know what that is. At the Claremont Cafe, we have fresh made sandwiches such as an avocado grilled cheese, and student favorite chicken wings are available there. Also, at Twisted Taco at the Rec, that's located at the Clifton Road location. It's open from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday through Thursday. That's a late night favorite for students to go get nachos. They also have the ever popular chicken tenders. Lastly, there is Nom Station. It's located on the second floor of the Emory Student Center, right above Dobbs Common Table. There they have fresh made to order sandwiches, pizzas, boba teas, you name it. It's a student favorite, honestly. And with all of these locations, we're looking for feedback. We have 4 different avenues of feedback that students can share. We have the most popular, which is Zingle. It's a text application where students can literally text in real time to us things that they're loving, things that they're looking for. If they need any help in the dining hall, it's a real-time feedback line that helps us connect with students. There's also the dining.emory.edu. We have our Cafe Bon Appetit contact us page, and new to the dining program is the dining concierge desk. So this desk is a in real person student help desk that has a manager there who has been trained to support the students and help them find whatever it is that they're looking for and navigating through Dobbs Common Table. It is a big cafe, so we're so glad that the concierge desk has been added to really help with the students. That said, we hope that we've heard and spoke to all of your students' feedback and that this meeting is just the beginning of our strong commitment to our dining experience. And thank you.
Okay, so we don't have any questions, but maybe y'all could speak to some feedback that was added from one of the students that was unable to attend the webinar. It looks like the omelet station is great, but sometimes maybe during high peak times, it could use more people attending. And then also about how much oil is used in the foods and veggie sides, and if there could be more lean proteins with no sauce or oil beyond grilled chicken. So grilled fishes, lean meat, turkey burgers. And then we already addressed replenishment, but just the fruit and salad bar replenishment. But overall, the student said that the week before break and the since they've been back from spring break, it's been much better.
So I can definitely touch on the question about having more options for plain or less seasoned proteins. It's always an option for us. You simply just have to let us know if you don't see it readily available. So if you see even a burger with cheese and you don't want cheese on it or you want no seasoning, we're more than happy to accommodate that. We just need to know so that we can make it either separately or, let you know how much time it will take to get that out. Depending on how much time you have, we're more than happy to accommodate that type of request.
And then there's another question. Are we considering adding meal swipes past 6 p.m. at Cox? So meal exchange, just I can address part of that in the sense that we are always looking. Meal exchange is new with the new Cox Hall opening. And so we're still navigating that. But beyond that, Michelle, if you want to speak to that as well.
Very much what I was going to say, Rachel, is
Okay.
this being the first year, we definitely are taking in a lot of feedback and what's working and what's not. So a decision has not been made, but there are discussions.
Those were the only 2 comments. We did record this so we can share this with our parent representatives so that they can also share it with their group. If there's nothing else, we thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And thank you to our partner Bon Appetit for providing this wonderful webinar.
Thank you, Rachel, and thank you, parents.